What's up guys, Galley Plays here today, and I want to talk to you about loot sources. Specifically, I will be covering Dire Marsh Upper Complex, I will be covering Cryo Archive, and I will be covering Outpost. Okay, this is a question I had for myself. Okay, what should I even be running when I'm on to get the best loot? And the question is easy, the answer is complicated. Okay, and because of that, I'm gonna kind of run you through some of my runs. And the reality is, Bungie doesn't just say, "Oh, here's the percentage of this and that that's gonna drop," right? And so I've done several runs in each, and so I know what I got. But actually, I'm gonna look to you. This is probably one of those videos where the best information is in the comments. Okay, I'm putting this forward so we kind of start the discussion. If you do some runs on here, drop what you got below. I think then we can really start kind of crowdsource the loot we got here. Okay, so anyway, starting with the newest one, that's Upper Complex. Upper Complex is located on Night Marsh. Okay, Dire Marsh Night. Okay, essentially you need 7 certs. Okay, then you go, you get an observation lab key, and then you come, you kill this boss. Obviously it's a little challenging. This is because I did this on the sponsored kit mode, and so we just have like nothing. And so good thing I ran triage here because I was able to get us out of a tight bind. But honestly, this was pretty easy because there's no other teams trying to kill you. Yes, there's a rook, maybe a few rooks, but there was no other teams. Nowadays on Night Marsh, there will be other teams, okay? So keep that in mind as you do this grind. But I think this grind is still really good, okay? Anyway, so you get your 7 keys. Sorry, you get your 7 certs. That opens up this elevator to get you into Upper Complex. There's other ways up there, but this is not that guide. If you want that guide from Galley Plays, then okay, comment below. But there's a few good ones out there already on how to do this. Essentially, you go through a few puzzles shooting these green buttons, gets you to this room where you kill the boss. Once the boss is killed, you shoot a few buttons on the wall, and you go into the loot room, okay? Now, the biggest thing about all of this is just really going to be the fact that other teams are on the map. You're going to be able to bring better loot because it's not a sponsored kit, but there will be other teams on the map. So probably keep an eye out as you're shooting this. They're going to know you're up here. Okay, this is what the loot room looks like. It used to be really good. That's the other thing that's making these videos challenging, is that they keep nerfing the loot as I'm making the video. And so this is the latest and greatest as of today. But look at all that purple salvage and blue salvage specifically. Some of those stacks are 4, 5, 6, 7. And so if you're trying to get salvage specifically, this is the way to do it, okay? So there's good purple salvage, there's great blue salvage, and then I ran this 6 times, and 5 of the 6 times we got gold salvage. Yes, gold salvage pretty much consistently. And I say that because I'll show you my Cryo Archive runs, but we don't even get gold salvage that consistently there. Even with gold keys, you don't get a gold salvage every time in Cryo. And so this is crazy. This run, you didn't see me pick it up, but the teammate got a hazard capsule. You saw the loot that I got, all right? So again, 7 certs, and you need an observation lab key. People will tell you, oh, you gotta run this way, you gotta run that way. The reality is it'll drop from these towers that you hit and you go and get the loot, and it'll also drop from in-game events. So you just do that. Ideally, I was splitting up, but that's because there weren't any other teams on the map. Once your team gets a little bit better at this, you can make it up there. If everyone shoots the boss at the same time, especially if you have a destroyer, you can actually take him down. I had some times that I took him down less than 20 seconds, and then it makes that run up there really easy. Anyway, so that's kind of this. I'd give it a medium hard, especially now because there's going to be other teams on the map. But actually, the amount of gold salvage you're going to get from a successful run, which is pretty much a guaranteed one. I got 2 hazard capsules from this. I got 2 synapse cubes. I got 1 alien alloy. So out of 6 runs, I got 5. That's crazy. Now, as far as gold weapons go, it used to be really good. They nerfed that, okay? So it's not nearly as good as it was. So honestly, if you're looking for gold weapons, this is okay, but I'm really not seeing them. I'm seeing a lot of like unique purple snipers. I'm seeing a lot of like, you know, salvage for sure, but I'm not seeing a ton of, you know, gold. So comment below if you're seeing some gold mods still drop from this, gold weapons. Definitely leave that in the comments, and we can kind of feed off that. But as of now, that's my take. Anyway, the other thing challenging about this one was time, in that it was a sponsored mode. You had to get the key, you had to get up, you had to get out. Obviously, we all made it out here, which is great, and that guy had the hazard capsule, so extra good that I was able to snag that res on the way back. I got a bunch of salvage out. Obviously, weapon-wise, it wasn't the strongest, but that's okay. Here you see where he says he had the hazard capsule, baby, and that's huge. I checked my vault, make sure that's in there, and indeed it was. Awesome. Let's talk about cryo for a second. Let's switch over to cryo. So I'm going to put my best cryo run here. We ran several that night. We killed the entire lobby. So you know, if you're not a PvP player, first off, you're probably not going to be getting clearance 5, but that's fine because you can rotate the outsides of the map with recon, avoid other teams, and only take the fights if you really have upper hand. Okay. But this fight, I show you the whole thing specifically because I want to show you, here is what kind of like peak loot in cryo could look like. Alright, so we just got clearance 5, I'm looking, there's a minute left, I'm jumping down, I know there's no teams left, so I'm playing loose and handy. You know, this is one of the things that's nice to have in cryo, is that there's the powerful, you know, this red valuable, okay? Everyone's going to get 40k from having that, which is great. Now, what other loot can you get from cryo? Well, let's talk about gold salvage. I talked before about how upper complex 5 out of 6 times I got gold salvage. Well, cryo is not that way. Okay, I hit 3 gold keys, a Vault 4, and all 3 of them Vault 4 actually, and 1 of them had gold salvage. 2 of them did not. So what that has is what that has going for you is that every vault here has a gold weapon. So in terms of gold weapons, we have a lot of good gold weapons. Yes, every vault's going to have one. You have a chance at gold salvage, but it's not a guaranteed gold salvage, and it's lower chance than upper complex based on my experience. And then what else is in cryo? Well, there's salvage everywhere. Okay, but there's also this death threat of 4 other teams in this death factory. Okay, now that's different than Dire Marsh. Dire Marsh, there's actually 5 teams all around the map, but they're trying to do different things. It's a whole map. Here, people are all in these confined areas. People are running their best loot. This is end game, and so definitely the PvP threat here is higher. They also up the bots, and you feel it. Okay, the PvP threat for the bots is also high. Okay, especially when you're trying to fight a team and there's bots spawning in. But the loot here is good. I can't deny it. If you can make it out, look at that. I got a hazard capsule. I got several keys. I probably could have done a little bit better on looting, but I got the gold weapon, and so honestly, this is a great cryo run. This can happen. This definitely can happen. This is not every time. This is maybe, I don't know, maybe out of 5 runs you could have this if you have a good squad. If you don't have a good squad, I'm gonna put a video out on that. So definitely, if you haven't yet subscribed, show me some love. I appreciate it. But I'm going to freeze frame here and show you my loot just so we can talk through it specifically. Okay, so I ran in with the D54 battle pistol. It's really good right now. Hazard capsule was actually top me. I'm a sucker for gold salvage, so there it is there. That trace is huge just because it's a big bump to your money and it gives it to everybody. Same with the gold salvage, gives it to everybody. Several keys that I'm going to run later, so you got to think about that. Bottom, you see the DNA access key. That means I can take on the compiler because I have all 6 subroutines, 1 through 6. So truthfully, this is a really good run. Okay, so that's kind of what you should expect from top tier cryo loot. And of course, everyone else is bringing in their good loot. So if you kill them, you kill them. All right, now let's move on to Outpost. Okay, so just to recap so far, I told you that upper complex is like medium-high difficulty, but really good for salvage. I told you that cryo is good for guns, specifically if you're doing vaults, because there's a guaranteed gun in each one, and if you're killing players, they're going to have good guns too. You can also find, there's gun lockers all over cryo. It's okay for gold salvage, but it's just generally good for loot, but it is high in terms of difficulty. Last but not least, we get to Outpost. Now I would put it at a solid medium difficulty. Because there's only 3 other teams on the map. So a lot of my Outpost runs, we're actually just running around. There's red keys that spawn. You only need 3 for the red room up top. You see I just got a red key off of killing a purple. You can also get them from 4 set locations around the map. Okay, so you need to learn those spawns. While you're getting those, you're killing people. Okay, and then how do you get into Pinwheel? Well, there's a variety of ways. There's videos out there. Okay, Conveyance, you'll hear Destroyed Wing, but the main way is you get 2 green keys and you go to one of the entrances. Okay, so what you're getting is 2 green keys, and that's the color of the key, not the rarity. So if you see them, the green keys are typically just sitting on top of tabletops, and then the red keys, of course, like I said, you get them from these like red machines. There's plenty of guides on Outpost, so I'm not going to get into that, but I do think it's worth getting the red keys because a lot of the good loot in Outpost is in that red room. Okay, there's 1 guaranteed cryo key, sometimes a second one. You can get the 6 key, the red key up there. I've gotten several from that. Okay, as well as I've gotten a Mizraya gold mod and a repeater gold mod up there. Okay, so really try to get the stuff for the red room, kill people, and then you go up. Ideally, you kill all 3 squads, and then it's just your squad left, maybe some rooks. Now, in terms of salvage, this is not the place to get gold salvage. I don't think I've ever gotten gold salvage off of Outpost unless it was a gold key. Okay, but it is good for blue and purple salvage, specifically enzyme replicators, like drone salvage, like node salvage, and the derma packs. Okay, I have plenty of the blue and the green derma packs from the chem packs, the derma packs from running this. So pretty good for weapons in terms of, yes, you'll get a few gold mods, you'll find some arms lockers. There's a lot. You see me just checking a bunch of arms lockers up top. Good for specific salvage and the easiest grind. If I had to pick out of all 3 of these, like which one to just grind, I'll be honest, I would do upper complex, which is crazy to me being that cryo is out. But I think, honestly, the almost guaranteed gold salvage puts it a tier ahead. Like I said, doing some of those cryo runs, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of good loot in cryo. So if you got a squad that's good enough to run cryo and like get out consistently, cryo's the best. I'm just thinking for upper complex, I wonder if like that actually is the grind, because not everyone's doing that right now. You know, like when cryo's up, the sweats are gonna be there. And so I don't know, something to think about. But anyway, there's a few examples of loot from those 3 sources. If you like these videos, and I have a few more examples I'm going to roll in the back, not a lot more, but just a few for Outpost so you get an idea. If you like these videos, please subscribe. It means a lot to my channel. I'm a tiny channel. I really appreciate you guys, appreciate the support. Comment below if there's any video ideas you guys want to see, any questions you have burning that I might want to answer. I do read every comment and try to comment back on everything. But most importantly, please comment with what your salvage is or what your loot is from these different sources. Okay, I got to get a better understanding of really what is the best thing to run, and I truthfully think everyone in the comments is going to have the right answer. So anyhow, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let a few more of these run in the background. As always, I really appreciate your time, really appreciate your support. Keep the grind up, and have a great day. Peace.
Sorry, I'll hit final if it fucking goes away. You guys can. I'm overheating.
If you're
when I'm so
coming,
close.
if you're coming,
I'm so close.
I mean, it's up to Talia.
You guys can hold it now. I'll make it. Get in it.
No, let's go. Let's go. Imagine it laughing, you're like right off the ring.
Good run.
I got my ballistic turbo. Wanna do it again?
Do it again? Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm going to be bringing in a purple adrenaline key.
Okay. Hey. Hit a skull.
Nice. Get that DNA access key. It's your key, your key. So do you want the weapon again?
I mean, I'll take it. Johnny was saying he was really wanting it.
Oh, well then,
Johnny, are you taking it?
Jonathan.
There's a gold.
Oh, I'll take those.
Yeah,
So. Nice.
Nice.
What's the gold salvage?
Dime.
Do we get anything?
I didn't get that. See any?
Is there a gold salvage?
I don't see one.
Rags.
Alright. Based on time, I say we keep moving. You good?
Oh.
Yeah.
60 seconds to
Let's go.
escape.
Okay.
You went down, Johnny?
Yeah, I went down.
Where the
Gold
fuck
salvage
would
is
you been?
crazy.
Oh, there it is. Oh. Come on. So no gold. Come on, bro.
Do you have an exfil you're heading towards, Johnny?
I don't.
Curious.
Just gonna fire this that guy, that one there.
Yeah. Hit it, I'll cover you.
Same thing, Search.
Okay.
Alright. Yo, this is gonna be close.
No, we'll be good, but just don't. Nobody hit any lasers.
Left there.
We got
No
plenty of
lasers
time. Right?
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Please.